about to be found. Find a way to make a way. BKS1radio.com. One minute. Gotta love live radio. Gotta love live radio. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad because there was a radio station. I'm not going to put them on blast, but there was a radio station that was shooting like dead air for like 15 minutes on my ride out here. Everybody, how you doing? My name is Harold Reed. Welcome to another episode of the Find a Way to Make a Way show. Again, I'm Harold Reed, also known as HRJR, your motivational speaker. And if you don't know what motive action means, motive plus action equals results, and results equals success. We got a full show for you tonight. Got some things I want to talk about. We got some current events, and then we're going to have an interview from that's going to be related to the current events. Let's just put it like that. And then also, we're going to start going, as I said last week, we're going to start doing seminar topics that are going to come directly out of the book from which the show is based. Find a way to make a way. You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. All right. So like I said, the seminar topic is coming straight from the book. So if you don't have a copy of the book, then you need to go to my website, www.hrjrenterprises.com, and get yourself a copy, and it'll be autographed and shipped by me personally. Yes, that is a shameless plug. I can do that. So I hope everybody had a good week. Normally, my sidekick is she's really throwing me out there, and I'm taking the plunge, going out there by myself. But she's floating around in the back, making sure I stay out of trouble. Soups, you there? You there? Okay, she's there, but she don't even want to talk. So she really wanted to give the impression, the vibe, if you will, that I'm alone. But there she is, creeping in on the side. So I always got somebody I have my back. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to get started with the current events. Okay. And I want to talk about, let's see what I got here. Because, I got to check the news and get a couple of things. No, I don't do gossip. All right. I don't gossip. I don't do fashion. I don't do what Lil Wayne is doing and what Wiz Khalifa is doing and what Amber Rose is wearing. I don't do that. You got the Owl Show for that. You got Live in the Vocal Booth for what's going on in other areas like that. And you got a plethora of hot shows on BKS1radio.com. Speaking of which, if you want to call in when the time is appropriate to do so, the number is 646-233-1302. So again, we're going to get into some current events right here. And there's a Florida man who was arrested after threatening to kill President Obama on Facebook. I'll read the article to you. Some people just don't know when to stop talking or when to stop posting on Facebook. A Florida man was arrested this November after posting threatening messages about President Obama on Facebook when Secret Service agents came to question the individual, 28-year-old Christopher Castillo. about his violent comments, the smoking gun, that's one of the sources, that they reported the situation quickly deteriorated. Basically, in other words, dude was talking a lot of smack on Facebook, and when Secret Service came a knocking at his door, dude got moist. Okay. On November 1st, Castillo wrote the following on Facebook. Whoa, where? Is that live? Hold on. Wow. Gotta love live. Got to love live. Anyway, the party keep on going. All right. But he wrote on Facebook on on November 1st. He wrote, apparently in response to Obama's views on healthcare, that's the last, and I quote, "That's the last straw. If he gets reelected, I'm going to hunt him down and kill him and watch the life disappear from his eyes." Now, threatening the United States president's life is never taken lightly. After a tip-off from a concerned citizen, Secret Service arrived at Castillo's home in Melbourne, Florida, to investigate on November 8th, to investigate his intentions. Notice they did that after Obama got reelected, right? Because if Romney won the election, then it really wouldn't have mattered, what the dude's comments were to that extent. But since he got reelected, yeah, we got to take this seriously. So, according to the felony complaint report filed by the Secret Service, an agent asked Castillo what his actions would be if, quote, if the president was standing here right now, end quote. The angry man didn't hold back his opinions, replying he would, and again, I'm quoting this dude, bitch slap him and beat the shit out of him, end quote. He also stated he would scream and call Obama a terrorist. Florida Today, I guess it's a newspaper down there, or a news show, spoke with Castillo's father, who was arguing that there isn't anything behind the allegations against his son. Quote, "A lot of people say things on Facebook that they don't mean, and I understand the Secret Service has to do what they have to do. It's their job." That's what the dude's father said. You know what? Yo, Christopher Castillo, you yo, black folk wish you would try and put your hand. Let me tell you something. Any person, white, black, Portuguese. I was about to make up a whole new nationality, Portuguese. I don't care, nigga. I wish you would put your hands on President Obama. I wish you would. Why you think the militia people be all the way out in ass crack Appalachia and the mountain and the backwoods of Pennsylvania and all? Nothing against those states, but that's where they be. Why you think they're all the way out there? They're all the way out there because if they bring that mess to Harlem, they bring that mess to Brooklyn, they bring that mess to Newark. Hell, if they bring that mess to certain areas of Little Rock, Arkansas, brothers will get in that ass. Let me tell you something. A lot of these white races, they talk a game about the race war and the coming of the. Yeah, let me tell you something. Y'all don't want none of this. You know, I think it's like Tupac said in To Live and Die in L.A. We'll burn this bitch down. We get pissed. So, check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's just, this is the most hated president in history, but he ain't never did nothing to nobody. So, you can't tell me that I'm hiding or using racism as a crutch, because it is what it is. That's my opinion. There's a disclaimer at the beginning of the show, so you can agree to disagree. Really don't matter much to me. I respect your opinion and right to disagree. You just have to respect mine, and if you don't, sucks to be you. That's just the way it is. Get your own radio show. You can say what you want. Isn't that right, Soups?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Next up in current events. Oh, my God. Yes, we're going to have some words about Cat Williams. It's going to be about Cat Williams for a minute now. You might be interested in this. Comic Cat Williams arrested after man hitting the head with a bottle in downtown Oakland. Comedian Cat Williams, in town for a Friday appearance at the Oracle Arena, was arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon Wednesday night in downtown Oakland, according to police. An 18-year-old Berkeley man was hit in the head with a bottle and taken to the hospital after the incident, which happened around 8 p.m. in a tour vehicle police said was parked at the Courtyard Marriott there in Oakland. Police first called about a man bleeding from the head. The man told police what happened. The police went looking for Williams. He was not in the vehicle, but officers found him about a half hour later near a nightclub in the 200. They found him. And then they said Williams was cooperative when he was taken into custody. Police were trying to determine the relationship between the man and Williams. The man who said he was hit with the bottle was not immediately named. Police said they were initially told the man was with some other people who may have been invited to the tour vehicle before the confrontation happened. Williams was being interviewed by investigators Thursday morning and had not been booked into jail. And the hotel officials where this went down didn't immediately comment. Williams, 41, comedian, actor, rapper, was sued earlier this month by an assistant who maintains he hit her in October and caused permanent injuries. The comic was recently involved in a shoving match during a November 1st stand-up performance in Denver, Colorado, when he jumped off stage to confront a heckler. Now, let me say this about Cat Williams. I enjoy Cat Williams. I do. I'm a fan. I ain't gonna front. I'm a fan of Cat Williams. I enjoy his work. I think the dude is hilarious, you know. But at the same time, bruh got issues. Serious issues to where, you know, I've seen clips and I've seen shows where, you know, he's actually gone in on his audience. I mean, a few years ago, there was a whole big thing he had with Steve Harvey. And, then, you know, there's a couple other comics that, you know, I guess he's had issues with. And I just hope that whatever demons he's dealing with or facing right now or running from, I just hope he can conquer them. And so when I read that article and planned to use it for the show, I really was inspired to reach out to a friend of mine on Facebook who is also a comedian. And I spoke with him earlier today, and I wanted to share our conversation with you, my guests, with you, my viewers. This person would be Daryl Littleton Sr. You may know him professionally as D Militant. He's pimped out in the hat that he's wearing in this picture right now. Normally, back when he was doing stand-up real heavy, you know, he had the beret on and the field jacket on, and you know, he talked like real militant. Well, because that was the whole thing. He's worked with Cat Williams, and he's written a book about Cat Williams, and the book is called Pimp Down: The Rise and Fall of Cat Williams. So if you give me just a second to find what I'm looking for, I'm going to let you hear that conversation that I had with Mr. Littleton. Hold on.
Okay, now I have on the line with me Al Littleton. Y'all may know him better as D Militant. D, what's going on, bro?
Man, how you doing, Harold? Good to be on the show.
I'm better than good, better than most, but I got to tell you something. First of all, I've been watching you for years, so, I mean, from Comic View to whatever the hell I can see you on that I've seen you over the years, a bunch of different comedy shows. I have to honestly tell you, I'm truly a fan. And now, listen, the reason why I wanted to reach out to you, I wanted to get your insight on something, all right? You have a book that's out. It's the book that you wrote. People generally write a book after something happens. You don't write a book after something happened and then the same thing just happens again, or rather keeps happening. So for everybody that's listening right now, the book that we're talking about, that my man D Militant wrote, my brother Dow wrote, is Pimp Down: The Rise and Fall of Cat Williams. Now, I got to tell you, when I saw you first promoting the book on Facebook last year, I'm like, okay, he's a comedian. That's a joke. I'm sure they probably work together, and they just cracking on each other. But this is and then I did my research and everything. This is a legitimate book that people can buy, people are buying. And please, go ahead and start talking about what's going on with this book.
Well, I've known Cat Williams since 2000, 2001. We met when he was in Oakland as a comedian, and I was headlining back in those days. And he was on the show. And when he came to Southern California, which is where I lived in Inglewood. When he came out there, he started hosting the Hollywood Park Casino. And I used to go to his shows every week and so. And then we became friends. He would let me guest host while he would go on and out. With very few comics let you guest host, because when they come back, usually you'd have taken their room. So that showed that we had that level of friendship. When he started blowing let me go ahead and become part of his staff. I became his personal writer, and that was in 2007. I worked with him all the way up to the beginning of 2009. So you're talking about pretty much a 2-year period there. So after that, it did not end well, put it that way. Cat had a meltdown, he went crazy, and he threatened people and happened to be one of them. And I take real offense to somebody threatening my life. I'm funny that way. What can I say? There's only one me, and I'm going to miss me when I'm gone, so I don't think any other nigga should have the right to take me. If anybody's going to take me, it should be the big guy upstairs, and if not, maybe it'll be my own stupid ass doing something stupid, but not just some dude I met in life. You ain't really got that right.
Right.
A comic? Really, and a comic that. We ain't at war. A comic, a comedian. So I took offense to that, and then I heard after he threatened me with plastic and baseball bats, and I managed to get away from that, and all you gangster movie lovers know what plastic and baseball bats mean. If not, go watch a gangster movie. It does not end well. So after that, I heard that he had put a few hits out on me, a hit out on me, but I heard it from 4 different people at 4 different junctures in time, and these are people who did not know each other. So it meant to me that Cat Williams runs his mouth too much, and he's very sloppy with his business, because if someone puts a hit on you, you should never even know about it, period.
True.
Yeah, you should never even hear the gunshot or the rope going around your neck. So it let me know that he was really high as a son of a gun to be running his mouth that much. But here's the thing that people have to understand. When you're a celebrity like Cat, you have people around you who worship the ground you walk on in certain cases. Maybe he was just running his mouth and it really wasn't an actual hit. But there's people that hear that say, oh, shit, if Cat wants that nigga dead, I'll take that nigga out. Shit, Cat will kick me down. So I really can't take the chance. So the reason the book was written was as an insurance policy. Because there's 2 things you can do when you hear somebody is going to take you out. You can either take them out, which is usually the logical course of action, or you can seek protection. So I decided to seek protection. I'm not a hitman myself. I've never killed anybody, and I don't trust anybody enough to say, go kill Cat Williams. And I'm not going to end up in jail behind it. I don't know about my future like that. Plus, I'm not trying to kill nobody. So the point is, the insurance policy basically was write a book, tell the real story about what went on, because it's not a slam Cat book. Anybody that's read it, they already know that. The book is really about fame. Cat is just one of the major players within the framework of the book. And in the book, I do mention what I just said. And I said, I get hit by a bolt of lightning. You don't question God, you question Cat Williams.
Now, here's the question that I have, because I haven't read the book yet. I'm gonna give me my copy. That's for damn sure.
Okay.
But you have his picture on the cover. You're telling stories about him. Is there any potential liability that that you could get sued for what you're putting out?
No whatsoever. Matter of fact, and I've said this on a number of interviews, I checked with his lawyer before I wrote the book. This book is self-published. Now, here's the interesting story about it. I checked with his lawyer. His lawyer said, as long as you write about what you know when you were with Cat, I can't speculate. In other words, I can't see Cat go into a bedroom with a goat, and then him and the goat come out, and the goat is smoking a cigarette, rubbing his ass. I can't say Cat fucked the goat. I could assume all I want, but I can't put that in print. So I did not go beyond what I actually saw and knew. And being with somebody for 2 years in close proximity on a day-to-day basis and traveling across the country and doing a 6-month tour and all that, and movies and consulting all late times at night, you see a lot.
Right.
And the book portrays that, like I said, it's not a slam Cat book. It shows actually, like the book title says, the rise and the fall of Cat Williams. And the rise was phenomenal. And it was a story that needed to be told. Even if he hadn't pissed me off, we had talked about doing a bio on him anyway, because he had such an interesting story. He came out of nowhere with no connection, no friends that had connection, because he didn't have no friends on the way. And he so many comedians to make it. I mean, he just blew past the guys who were supposed to be the next guy.
Right. But I mean, and, you know, sometimes, and you know this better than I do, sometimes it just works that way. Somebody catches the right break at the right. Sometimes it's just about timing. I mean, the comedy itself is just about timing. You know, you got to say the right thing, the right time, the right way to strike the right nerve and produce the right result. Am I right?
You also have to have the goods. You also have to have the goods to back it up. You can be given a golden opportunity, but if you're not ready for it, you'll fall flat on your face. And we've seen dozens and dozens of examples of that. Cat Williams has 7 comedy specials. As he pointed out, Richard Pryor had 2. That doesn't count his Compton movies. Eddie Murphy had 2. Delirious and Raw. George Carlin had 4. Cat does have 7. That's not to say he's better than any of the 3 people I just mentioned, but you don't get a chance to do 7 highly publicized specials, network specials as well as theatrical release, if you ain't got the goods. So I will never, ever say Cat Williams is not funny or was not funny. I just watched a clip before I just called you of his performance last night in Oakland, and basically he's just rapping. He's not really doing stand-up anymore. I think he feels he's beyond that at this point.
Because I mean,
some people say he's crazy. I think it's a matter of he is bipolar, which I do talk about in the book, and that was diagnosed by doctors. And he used to take drugs, prescribed drugs, prescription drugs for pain. And then I have heard rumor, and I do say this in the book, that Cat and I never did heavy drugs together. And when I say heavy, I don't consider weed really a drug. I consider weed an herb like it is defined. So if you can pick it out of the ground and roll it up and smoke it right then, you're not a drug to me because you're not processed in a chemical factory. There's nothing done to you besides me picking you up. And I ain't a chemist, so you're not a drug. You're not dust, you're not cocaine, you're none of that. You're not crack. So if he's doing any of that, which I'm not going to sit on anybody's radio show and say or even speculate, that's on him. I've heard about all of them.
So where can people find the book, buy the book, follow you? How can we get all of that information?
Okay, now the book itself is Pimp Down, The Rise and Fall of Cat Williams. It is made into a movie called Pimp Down, which we are in production right now, and that movie will be out next year. You can get the book right now, though, at Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. And like I say, it is a self-published book, so you'll find it right there. No problem. In other words, you just can't go into the store and get it. That is a waste of what I want to say.
Right.
You can get it online all day long.
Okay. And how can people follow you?
And you can order it paperback. So if you order from Amazon.com, you have the paperback in like 2 or 3 days. Okay.
And let me ask you this, because this is what I do with my book. Is there a way that people can order the book directly from you as opposed to Amazon or Barnes & Noble so that, 1, you get more money, and 2, they can get themselves an autographed copy?
Well, let's see now. As far as an autographed copy, that is difficult because I'll give this to your listeners. If you partner with Amazon.com on anything, book or whatever, you don't have to carry an inventory. They have the inventory right there. They make them as they are ordered. So all you do is provide them with the general master of whatever your book is, the cover and all that stuff. And if a person orders 20,000, they make 20,000. Person orders 1, they make 1. So I don't have any personal books beyond what I get on a discount that I order for myself.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, you know what, man?
If you go to my website, you can order everything, all 4 of the books, 1, 2, whatever. The website is www.ccomedytime.com. That's ccomedytime.com. The C stands for conscious. But I'm not expecting anybody to spell out conscious and end up somewhere else. So I abbreviated it. So it's C Comedy Time versus Conscious Comedy Time. But that's what the C stands for. It doesn't stand for cat.
That is what's up. Listen,
I'll be honest with you, Harold. I really wish the brother well. I wish he would get off of whatever he's on because he was a tremendous comedian and one of the hottest comics of his era. He did break a glass ceiling, making $100,000 per show. We did a tour, Pippin' tour. I was the host of that. We did 107 shows for that tour. So the man, the tour made over $50 million. He made personally over $20 million. And so the fact that he's throwing away a great career is a shame. And that's what the book talks about. Fame, if you don't have an agenda for it going in the door, you don't know what you want to do when you become famous, you can end up like doing what Cat's doing right now, just flying off the chain and the handle, and thinking because you have a mass amount of money that your shit don't stink and you can walk on water, and even worse, that you can spit on people or hit them over the head with bottles or smack them around or whatever it is he's doing to people with a violent nature, having this goons beat up comics at clubs and threaten people. You're not a gangster. You're a goddamn comic. So
I guess all we could do at this point is just pray for brother. I guess that's all we could do is just pray for him.
Well, he says he's with God. That's the clip I just saw is from last night's performance. Somebody sent it over to me. He says he's with God. Well, I don't think Jesus died for your sins so you could knock dudes in the head and spit on people who pay money. He just said to his audience, I got new money coming from new fools. You're basically telling your audience, it don't matter if look, you already paid your money, you don't like the show, get the hell out of here. I got some more suckers in the next city. And that's when you cross the line. And that's when you lose the public. You never show public and make them feel like they're stupid for liking you.
And on that note, what more can be said other than go out, get this brother's book. This ain't no, tell-all by somebody who works part-time at the Inquirer. This is somebody who's right there, hands-on, done seen everything that he spoke about, got the legal clearance to write about everything that he saw. So ain't nothing left to do at this point but get the book. And, just because I admire the man's talent, I'm still going to pray for him because, like you said, he got a lot of things going on in his head, so he may not know deep down what it is he's doing. That's one person that I still want to give the benefit of the doubt. Might be kind of thin, but I still want to give him that much.
I'm still giving Sly Stone the benefit of the doubt, but he just ain't. I've been doing it since 1974, and it just ain't panned out.
Yeah, well,
all you can do. Come on, Sly, get it together, brother.
All you can do.
Want me to stay, I'll be here.
All you can really.
Say, but you ain't around.
Let me ask you this before we wrap this up. Are you touring anytime soon or anywhere?
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you asked about that. I'm on what we call the Wicked Tens book comedy tour. Me and my wife, we just did our first day off the tour in St. Helena, California, which is where Francis Ford Coppola lives. Matter of fact, so we had a great crowd there, and that was just Thursday night. Next weekend, the weekend of the first weekend in December, we are in the New Orleans area. We're doing 2 shows out there, and from there, we are booked all the way to the end of March. And the book just came out 2 weeks ago, so our publisher and publicist, I should say, they're constantly getting us new dates and all that. So we're doing that as far as doing stand-up. Still quite a bit of stand-up. Matter of fact, I am in Corona, California next Wednesday, and I'm trying to think about my next date after that. I'll be on the calendar.
Oh, okay, that's up. So we're going to wrap this up right now. Do you have Twitter that people can follow you on?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at D_Militant.
Well,
and
there you have it.
My wife at Lady_Tuesday. And Tuesday is weird. It's Tuezdae. It's like a Sunday. And that has nothing to do with me, the way I eat her. It has nothing to do with that.
Wow.
She had that name long before I met her.
Well, listen here, D. I want to thank you for sharing time with me, and I look forward to talking to you again. I got your number. Let me tell you something. If you find your way to the East Coast, New York, I'm in Jersey. If you find your way, to the East Coast, I got a home-cooked meal for you.
Now, we are coming there in January. Don't play. We in Oklahoma, first part of January. We have to come to New York. We are doing.
I tell you what, though. Because I'm very firm about the words I use. You and your wife got a home-cooked meal. You ain't going to come through my house with the whole entourage, the best boy and the grip and the dude that holds the boom microphone. It'll be you and your wife. All right? Listen here, man. I got to get on with the rest of the show, so we're going to wrap this up. Again, I thank you for your time. and just give me. I'll be talking to you soon. But again, thanks for calling in.
Okay, thank you for having me.
All right. There you have it. Go out there and support that brother's book. Wow. And I'm listening. I took the interview. I was there. And so, I mean, I'm still even listening to the playback. I'm still tripping on, and I'm going to tell you something. When we had that conversation, the conversation we had was early this afternoon because D. Littleton, he's all the way out on the West Coast. So naturally, he's 3 hours behind. So, I mean, we had this conversation earlier this afternoon, and we spoke for like about a good half hour. And the things he was telling me, I mean, wasn't really anything out of whack or, I mean, nothing. You got the gist of our conversation. There's nothing more really that he told me that I didn't share with you in the course of this playback. But as I said, I'm a fan of Cat Williams, and I really don't want, this is somebody you don't want to see go off the rails. This is somebody you want to be around for as long as they can humanly possibly be around. Soups, what's going on in the chat room, Boo? Turn on your mic. Put on some headphones.
You got some few things going on here in the chat. First of all, Vision says, hey, she lives in Jersey. She want a home cooked meal.
Well, she can go in the kitchen and cook one.
So sweet.
Pour some Tennessee honey on it.
I want to say what's up to the guest in the chat room. Visions has already, directed them to add a name.
We straighten that out. Okay. for those, because you know I came back last week and I didn't even lay down that particular ground. Well, we're going to take a housekeeping break right quick before we go into the seminar topic. You are more than welcome to participate in chat room conversations. We call them the chat room rebels. Vision has been appointed the chat room rebel president at this time.
Yes, she is.
She does regulate the chat room quite well. For those that are new to BKS1radio.com or new to Find a Way to Make a Way show, we want you to participate in chat room conversation. But my show has a particular rule. Go to that box where it gives you an opportunity to put yourself, to make a name for yourself. It says guest underscored and a bunch of funky numbers. Okay. Here it is. Make a name for yourself, nickname or something, real name, whatever the case may be, and have at it. Have fun in the conversation. If you just try to rock out and put your 2 cents in as guest underscore such and such, I really don't give a damn what you got to say. And I won't respond. I won't share you. Well, people online will see your comments, but I won't share them or repeat your comments on the air. And it's not to be an asshole, but it's really just this simple. When you rocking with BKS1 Radio, when you rocking with HRJR, when you rocking with Find a Way to Make a Way show, you're not a guest. You family. So if I consider you family because you're taking the time out of your life to watch my show and pay attention to my show, and I want to take you in like family because I appreciate your time and your attention. You know, it's like Jay-Z said, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you choose to be here with me. And I want you to feel like family. But if you want to shit on my sentiments to treat you like family, and you want to act like you a guest, then then I'm going to be paying attention to my family. I put it to you like that. So if you have not as of yet changed your name so we can rock out with you and see what you got to say and give you your shine and attention as well. So who's got what to say? We get some name changes?
Vision said little people have anger management issues. That was early on. We were talking about Cat when we first started the conversation. I want to say what's up to Blank and Arturo.
Arturo.
Talk about got the echo, but you got the gist of the interview.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. The echo was unavoidable. That came out in the recording. I can't control what kind of phone he was on out on the West Coast. I apologize for that. But it is what it is.
I said creativity and crazy sometimes run neck and neck. Reference to Cat.
True.
Wow. Okay. Vision's talking about Sly Stone. She has a friend that thinks I can walk on water as high as as high as it's been rumored that Sly can get.
No.
He probably thinks he can walk on water.
No. That ain't no rumor.
No, it's no rumor.
That ain't no rumor. Sly is gone. If anybody's seen, what was it? Unsung. If you could, no pun intended, find a way to go back and watch the unsung episode they did on Sly. That dude, his brain is musical genius. Dude is living in a van.
Wow.
Okay,
I missed that one.
Yeah, his brain is fried. He don't go out. He don't, dude. His shit. That's what my man said. He's been trying to give Sly the benefit of the doubt, but
well, Arturo is putting in an order for McDonald's, and
man, you take up time on my show to tell me you ordering McDonald's.
No, you said about dinner, and so you're getting requests now, and Visions is a little upset that you said she can go in her kitchen and cook a home meal. She's very supportive. And she said she can't get no home cooked meal, no love at all.
I tell you what,
laugh out loud.
somebody left over these Mary Janes. I'm gonna give you one of these Mary Janes. you can have one of these Mary Janes. Shoes. As much as Vision cook, please. Shoe. I might, if the dude come to Jersey, me, him, my wife, and his wife probably go to Vision's house for the home cooked meal.
And it would be a great meal.
I'm trying to tell you.
She probably cooking already for Thursday.
Probably.
And yeah, she says she knows it's not a rumor. She was just being nice.
Let's not be nice. Let's be honest.
Ooh, she doesn't like Mary Janes.
Well, fine. You don't get no Mary Jane then. All right, listen. Like I said, I want to make a conscious effort to pay attention to what's going on in the chat room, because your opinions are important to me. Even if I may disagree with them, they still are important, because you have the right to express them, as I have the right and ability to express mine. I just ask that we all learn to respect one another, and just because you disagree doesn't make the other person wrong. It just means the other person has a different point of view. So let's move on. Let's get ready to get into the seminar topic with the bit of time that we have left. As I said last week, and as you already know, the show Find a Way to Make a Way is based off of my book of the same name. And what I want to do is, well, basically start sharing the lessons that are in the book. And if you want to be able to go along with it while we are talking about it here on the air, if you want to ask questions about it or what have you, get the book. Again, go to my website, www.hrjrenterprises.com. Click on the products tab, and you can pick up your copy, and it'll be shipped to you and autographed personally by me. So, what better place to start than at the beginning? We are going to get right into it, and oh God, Soups, I pray these slides work out right, babe. Okay. Book starts out, like I said, at the beginning, and that's going to be the topic for tonight. Lesson 1 is why are you here? And before I get further, every chapter in the book is not categorized or classified as a chapter. It's listed as a lesson. And the reason why I did that when I wrote the book is because I learned something from every experience that I wrote about in that book. I learned something. So that's why I started the book out with why are you here? Now, every life has a purpose, I truly believe. And those people who are the most successful are those who determine their purpose, determine what their purposes were, and what the hell? I tell you, gotta love live. Those people who are the most successful are those who determine their purpose and venture to manifest it into reality. All right. When you look at anybody who's successful, whether you like what they do or not, the fact of the matter is they are doing what they set out to do, and they're capitalizing off of it. I may not care for certain people's talent and certain people's skills or whatever, but it is what is. It really is what it is. If they're out there doing what they set out to do for themselves and you're not, then you're the one that really needs to check yourself and figure out what it is that you want to do. Now, there's a reason why these things don't happen for most people. And I call these things barriers, and they're barriers to fulfilling your purpose, and reasons why people don't go towards fulfilling their purpose. One of which being complacency. All right. Complacency is when things are going well, we tend to get comfortable. Complacency sets in when we're going so well that we don't want them to stop. So you don't do anything to rock the boat. This is where the phrase, if you want to keep getting what you're getting, keep on doing what you're doing, comes from. All right. Another barrier. All right. Well, yep, there you go. Another barrier is fear. Okay. Fear, it's human nature to fear the unknown. This is why it's been, I say success is not for the faint or the weak at heart. It takes courage to venture beyond one's recognized and well-known boundaries. Okay. Fear has been best described in an acronym, false evidence appearing real. I'll say that again. False evidence appearing real. All right. Like I said before, it's human nature to be afraid of the unknown. And fear, again, is an acronym. But fear is nothing more, like I said, false evidence appearing real. Now, there are ways in which to overcome those barriers. All right. So let's go back and talk about complacency. All right. Barriers are meant to block us, but they're also meant to be overcome. So in order to overcome the barrier of complacency, you have to discipline yourself to become a person of action. To be complacent means to be inactive. To overcome that barrier, you must then become an active person. In determining and fulfilling your purpose, you must be active. If you want scrambled eggs, once you crack that egg into the bowl, it's going to take some action on your part to produce that particular outcome. If you want to achieve more in your life, you're going to have to take the necessary actions beyond what you're already doing in order to produce the results that you desire. All right. So we're talking about overcoming those barriers. And let's go back and talk about fear, because we were talking about that earlier. So let's talk about how we go about overcoming fear. Overcoming the barrier of fear is rather easy, but there's one simple reason why most people consistently fail to do so. One reason. They're afraid. They're afraid. When it comes to overcoming your fear, realistically speaking, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Real talk. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So I want to talk about 3 steps that you can use to overcome your fear. And you've heard me say this before, I'm sure. The first one is to face it. You can't overcome the barrier of fear if you're running away from it. Fear is nothing more than an emotional and psychological bully. So like most bullies, if you face it, the battle's almost halfway won. So let's go into the second step. Your fear, being free of it, free yourself from it. Once you've faced and fought your fears, there's nothing left to do but claim your victory and walk away from it a free man or a free woman. All of the above 3 steps require one thing in order for you to fulfill them. You must take action. Okay? It takes action to stop running, turn around, and face your fear. It takes action to not only stand your ground, but forge forward and overtake the ground your fear is trying to keep you from gaining. And it takes action to move on through your life with the newly found courage gained from having overcome your fear. So, in summation, all right, let's go through some things that we've discussed over the past few minutes. 1, each of us was put on this planet to fulfill a purpose. Okay, there's something here for everyone to do, and we must discover for ourselves what our purpose is. We must overcome the urge to be complacent. Okay, must discover our purpose. Let me see. Yeah, well, no, get it in order. There we go. Discover our purpose and overcome complacency. All right, these are the things that we have to do. You know, it's like this. You got to think of your life as like a shark. Okay, as the case with many species of sharks, there are sharks that if they stop moving, they die. All right, so you have to always be taking some form of action. You always have to be taking some form of action. Now, that's actually the end of our seminar topic. I thought that was gonna be a little bit longer, but it's okay. It's a beautiful thing. If you like, normally I've said in the past with our seminar, with the seminar topics that I do, if you want to get a free copy, you can email me, put in a request. However, when I do seminar topics that come from the book, obviously you're not going to get a free copy because you're going to buy the book. It's really just that simple. So we have some time on our hands, actually. So if anybody wants to call in, be heard, I promise I'll try not to insult you. No, I'm just joking. I won't insult you. Well, it depends on what kind of sense of humor you have. You might be insulted. No, you can call in. The number is 646-233-1302. Soups, what do we have going on in the chat room?
Well, we got a little conversation going back and forth with Arturo and Visions. And, Visions had a question. She wants multiple copies. She said, what about multiple copies as Christmas gifts? So I don't know if she's putting it out there or she's saying how she can get it, but either way, you can go to the website.
Yeah, you can go to the website. It takes you right to it actually goes. You make your payments and everything through PayPal. So you're actually ordering. Once you click on what you want, it takes you to the PayPal link, and you can put in how many copies you want. And if you have any further difficulty beyond that, then you can just reach out to me. Send me an email at hrjrenterprises@comcast.net, and I'll see to it that you can get as many books as you want to order.
Blank says people talk, but don't act.
Blank.
Yeah, Blank has been hanging with us for a minute here.
But that's what he called himself.
Yeah.
Blank.
Blanky.
No.
And I gotta love my boy Arturo. He says, that's a good point. The unknown is a mystery, and mystery can be scary. Mm-hmm. And at I'm getting into chicken nuggets. See, they got a little bit of everything going on. I love it. I love it.
Boy, get black people talking about food. It always stays around.
Arturo gets deep here. He agrees with Soups, depending on your mentality, or you can let the experience make you or break you. Oh, I was talking about fear. When you were talking about fear, I am a person that has been plagued with fear of sometimes making a mistake. So I will go out of my way to make sure that I have done my research, whatever, just not to make a mistake. But sometimes you don't cover all the bases. And when you are that careful, you don't take risk. And you are almost afraid of being wrong, really, is what it comes down to. And you got to get over that, because that is limiting, like what you said.
Absolutely.
And so one thing I said is, got to constantly keep throwing yourself out there, in front of the freight train.
Yeah. No, that's very much true. That's very much true. See, and it's something I read from something Robert Kiyosaki wrote. I'm not going to directly quote him, but basically, look at how we've been educated. It really goes. It's really deep when you really want to look at it. I mean, what helps me, be so clear and focused and be able to share the kind of insight that I have is basically because of the research that I do, and then how far within myself I search to find meaning within the research that I do, so that I can apply it to myself and better myself. And one of the things I read from Robert Kiyosaki in one of his books is that our educational system is set up such that we punish our children for failure. Okay? So, like you said, you go all the way around the Mayberry bush because you're afraid of making a mistake, because you have that fear embedded in you that you don't want to somehow be penalized for making a mistake.
Right.
But here's the thing. everybody who's anybody who has anything that they want, or everyone who's successful, they didn't get there by knowing all the answers. They didn't get there by doing everything right. They got there by learning from everything they did wrong.
Yes, so true.
Okay, I'm the type of person, I don't necessarily want to make, I pride myself in being right as much as possible. But at the same time, I don't allow myself to be afraid of making a mistake. Because what else am I going to learn from? Actually, there's a lesson in the book. There's a lesson in the book called "Mistakes are miracles from God." Something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I remember telling my husband that too. Okay, but and Arturo says, real talk. Most are scared because they are told they can't fulfill their dreams, and they listen to the negativity, and they're scared to go through the change and test things out.
See, that's why y'all need to buy the book, because what Arturo just said, and Arturo ain't buy the book because I know I ain't autograph it for him. That's how I know.
He's talking about buying the book.
Okay, well, I'm talking about selling it. But Arturo's talking about in that comment right there, that's actually lesson 4, beware the bubble busters. So I'm telling you, man, I got life lessons in this book. All right. You're going to want to get your hands on this book. You want to be able. And here's the thing. Thanksgiving hasn't even come yet. So you're not going to hear me talking about, the book is good for stocking stuffers or like that. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. We barely got through Halloween. As a matter of fact, we never even really got to see Halloween because that heifer Sandy that came through. All right. So, we had kids on my block trick-or-treating on November 2nd. November 3rd and 4th, they were trick-or-treating. So, I mean, but you go in stores, you got the Christmas stuff all up, and I really can't stand that. So, well, I cancel Christmas in my household anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But, no, there are a lot of lessons in this book, and Arturo's absolutely right. People let the outside influences defeat them. I believe it's an African proverb that says, if you can defeat the enemy within, the enemy without doesn't stand a chance. So you have to have that faith in yourself. And this goes back to the seminar topic. You have to discover your purpose. You have to know why you're here. Otherwise, you're just wasting space.
Right.
Why are you here? What is it that you, and you're not here to just, trust me. I mean, unless you just live your life and fill it out that way. Okay. Because when you die, that's it. Everything you've done is all you're ever going to do in this life. So when you're dead, that's when it's safe to say you've done all you were meant to do. You've been all you were ever meant to be. But as long as you're living, as long as you're breathing, as long as you wake up, you have the essence of life, the gift from God to wake up. You have the ability to change your life. And here's the funny thing. God got a sense of humor. Okay? There's a saying that goes, if you want to hear God laugh, tell him what you got planned. Okay? It wasn't my plan, or rather it wasn't my idea to be doing radio. It wasn't my idea to be, full-time motivational speaking. I was happy in my profession in law enforcement. But my plan, and I said this, I wrote this in my journal, and I put it on my wall, and I felt it in my heart, and I said it in my prayers. My plan was to do my 25-year career in law enforcement, while slowly building up my speaking business and my coaching business and just slowly build those things up over the course of those 25 years. Okay. And then when I retire from law enforcement after 25 years on the job, I can then transition into doing this, which I've been setting up slowly over the years. That was my plan. God decided he wanted to have a chuckle at my expense. Okay, God was like, yeah, you know what? That's so good a plan. I'm going to shift some things around and see to it that you have the opportunity to do that now.
Wow.
And trust me when I tell you, it wasn't easy. But as difficult as the times were, the things that I had to deal with were, I'm better off now. Okay? I'm living a happier life now. I got guys, I still live in the same town that I worked in, and I still see the guys at the supermarket or a Quick Check or on the road or whatever. And a lot of them come to me and say, man, I wish I was you. I wish I had the time that you have. Sometimes I you see I got the fuzzy going.
Yeah,
you know, I got
5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, I got 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and guys like, damn man, I can't remember last time I let my hair grow out on my face. Hey, you know what? I found my purpose. And in my heart, I committed myself to my purpose. I asked myself that question, why are you here? And when I answered that question for myself, God was listening. The universe was watching, and stuff started to get shifted and put into alignment and put into place in such a way that, like the saying goes, you can't have a message without having gone through some mess. You can't have a testimony without being tested. So God and the universe decided to put me through some mess and test me. And the tests continue. It continues. This is life. You have to be able to take this, face the test, face it, fight it, free yourself from it, overcome. Okay? This is how you're going to improve your life. And it's not going to be easy. All right, let me just clear the air right now. Let me just clear the air right now. Let me just say this so it can be said. I'm going to talk a whole lot of stuff about how you can go about improving your lives over the course of the next few weeks or however long I'm here at BKS1 or just however long I'm on the planet. I'm going to be talking about how you can improve your life for the better. All right. And at some point in time, whether you say it to me or in the chat room or send me an email, say it on Facebook, you are going to say, hey, man, that's easier said than done. You're damn right. OK, so now we got that cleared out. It is easier said than done. Now, here's what most people do, and we'll wrap this up in a couple minutes. Most people take that statement, it's easier said than done, and use that as an excuse to do nothing. Okay? Because they're afraid that life will get hard if they decide to exert themselves and go through whatever it is they have to go through to get what they want to have. But that's how life works. There's a saying that goes, success lies on the other end of your comfort zone. If you want to improve yourself, you're going to have to go through some things. You're going to have to stretch yourself beyond your normal boundaries. All right. If you want to lose weight, gain muscle, you got to go to the gym and you got to lift. And you got to lift till it starts to hurt. And when it starts to hurt, that's when it starts to get good, because that's when the change starts to take effect. When you lift weights, your muscles tear, and that tear causes pain. But when your muscles heal, they heal stronger and bigger. OK, when you read a lot, sometimes your eyes will hurt. Sometimes your head will hurt. But think of all the knowledge that you're feeding yourself through your eyes into your mind. You're smarter. You're that much better for it. Listen, I could go on and on and on and on. But worry not, I'll be back next week. So I'm really glad that I'm able to have this opportunity to speak with you guys and share my vision, my world, myself with you all. And I thank, constantly stay thanking Norm and Soups. I thank you as well. You guys are wonderful. We have coming up next the group from Live in the Vocal Booth. Whoa, what the hell? Gotta love live. Gotta love live. Okay, listen. My name is Harold Reed, Harold S. Reed Jr., also known as HRJR, the motivational speaker. Yeah, let's get that going. Put that in the background there. My name is Harold S. Reed Jr., also known as HRJR, your motivational speaker. If you don't know what motivation means, motive plus action equals success. Oh, God. Equals results, and results equals success. Gotta love live. Gotta love live. Listen, there's two things I want to let you know. One, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Two, the impossible is only impossible if you don't step up to do anything to make it possible. This is the Find a Way to Make a Way show on www.bks1radio.com. We kicking it here every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I also take questions, and if you want to hit me up and follow me on Twitter, that's at HSReedJr at Twitter, or Ask HRJR at Twitter, or at y'all know how it is. Y'all know how we get down. All right. It's been my pleasure. It's been my honor. It's been my privilege. And Soups, you got anything you want to say to the people?
Vision said it best. Same bad time, same bad station.
Better recognize.
Same bad man.
I'm a bad man. Okay, guys. Hey, I love you. I'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves.